Google just pulled the rug out from under the entire AI industry and almost nobody noticed. Last week, they quietly doubled the price of their most popular model and then quadrupled another part of the pricing. This isn't just a price hike, folks. This is the sound of AI gold rush hitting a concrete wall. For years, we've been told that AI costs would keep dropping forever, that your expensive AI features today would be pennies tomorrow. But the party's just ended. Why did Google break the most sacred rule in AI economics? Why are AI executives at every major company quietly panicking right now? And what does this mean for your business when the AI costs spiral starts going up instead of going down? Let's dive into this today. Welcome to StartupHakk. I'm Spencer, and here at StartupHakk, we love to train software developers and build custom software solutions for companies. With a decade of executive leadership as a fractional CTO and 25 years in software development, I've mastered transforming tech teams and products. So we're witnessing the end of AI's version of Moore's Law, the belief that intelligence gets cheaper every year. Google's Gemini Flash price increase isn't just corporate greed, it's physics, economics, and reality colliding with Silicon Valley hype. This is going to be the start of everything that you see changes. We also saw Cursor raise their rates last week as well, and this is just the beginning of the turning point of this. So let's dive into this a little bit here. So this blog here says the end of Moore's Law for AI, Gemini Flash offers a warning. So he says, for the past few years, the AI industry has operated under its own version of Moore's Law, an unwavering belief that costs of intelligence will perpetually decrease by orders of magnitude each year. So that's kind of like what the belief is. Like clockwork, each new model generation promised to not only be more capable, but also cheaper to run. Last week, Google quietly broke the trend. So in a move that at first went unnoticed, Google significantly increased the price of its popular Gemini 2.5 Flash model. The input token price doubled from 15 cents to 30 cents per million tokens, while the output price more than quadrupled from 60 to $2.50 per million. Simultaneously, they introduced a new capable model, Gemini Flash Lite, at a lower price point. Now, this is the first time major providers backtracked on the price of established model. So he goes through and talks about this and goes through a lot of different work, but it's not even just that. Other people are talking about this as well, right? He's also talking about the GPT-4 and Claude approach their fundamental limits, but the path forward requires understanding both what we've learned and what we're missing. He goes through and talks about the boundaries of the discrete token architectures, and he goes into a really deep analysis of this. But he says we can see that in knowledge-intensive tasks like MML, you don't follow smooth scaling laws at all. So it means that as this scales up, it's going to get more expensive, not less. So you can kind of see in his final synopsis here as well, and these two articles are interesting. He's saying this is infrastructure work that reveals current boundaries while pointing toward what needs to be built. The empirical scaling observation documents real constraint. The architectural challenges are concrete engineering problems. The broader question about intelligence and understanding. These guides are direct but don't substitute for building better systems. So meaning the future lies not in scaling current architectures, but in understanding the principles that enable a system to truly model and understand the world. So like we're seeing that a lot of people are starting to call this out, right? As Google raised their prices, right, this marks one of the first times that a major AI provider has raised prices on estimated models or on established models. The move was done really quietly, but then this breaks the fundamental assumption that AI costs will always go down, which I could have told you from the beginning. The dirty little secret of AI, processing costs don't scale linearly. They scale quadratically with sequential length. When you send a long document to summarize, the AI has to calculate a tension between every token and every other token. That means the longer the document, the more expensive. This means the bigger the things get, the more expensive they get quadratically, not linear. That's a big difference. And if you need to go back to high school algebra, drop in. But like quadratic in cost is bad. That means that if you double the input length, the processing cost goes up by 4 times, not 2. So API providers have been charging you a flat rate per token while their actual costs explode exponentially. It's like a gas station charging the same per gallon whether you buy 1 gallon or 100, but their cost quadruples with volumes. So Google finally admitted that they were losing money on certain types of workload and that they had to correct the pricing. Now, for years, AI companies have been burning cash to keep prices artificially low, betting on future economics of scale. That subsidy model is starting to hit a wall because underlying physics and hardware constraints aren't going away. We're no longer in an era of easy wins where a simple software update or slightly better models yield massive cost reductions. Energy costs for data centers are real physical constraints that don't disappear with better algorithms. Memory bandwidth limitations create hard bottlenecks that can't be solved by just throwing more money or hardware at them. Companies can no longer plan product roadmaps assuming expensive AI features will become cheaper. So if real-time AI inference has hit a cost floor, batch processing becomes dramatically more attractive. That's why I do a whole lot of training on how to build your own AI model. So make sure you check out my channel because I've got a lot of different videos out there about how to build your own model for less than $500, and I give you free code samples to go and do it because here at StartupHakk, we love to train software developers. So check this out and check out the channel. And if you haven't liked and subscribed, make sure you do. And the best compliment you can give me is leave a comment. So go hit that now if you haven't. But processing jobs in bulk allows providers to maximize GPU utilization and use cheaper spare capacity. That also allows you to build offline systems that you can put into on-prem servers and make into redundant locations. You can achieve up to a 90% cost savings by batching tasks instead of using real-time APIs. Let me put that in a different way. Build out a server, stick it in your hosting closet, run batch processes against those instead of buying an H100 hosting in the cloud. So we've been building AI agents for clients using data processing pipelines, and we've learned this lesson early. Batch everything you can, batch it on-prem servers, and build out your own. So there's a lot of links that we have, but we've built our own AI servers for less than $1,000, and you can too. Just go follow the guidelines on the channel. This is a one-time cost, and by doing your data processing and batch processing and pre-processing, you will save yourself a fortune and keep all the data yourself. That's the other part of this. Everybody's pumping their systems out to the cloud. Keep all that data in-house. I'm a huge data hog. My clients hear this all the time. You want to keep all the data you can, so keeping it on your servers allows you to keep all that data. The difference between real-time and batch processing is like the difference between taking an Uber every day versus buying a monthly bus pass, or even just a car. Smart developers are redesigning their architectures around batch workflows instead of instant processing. Now, if your company has systems that aren't connected or need help with this, reach out to us because here at StartupHakk, our specialty is connecting to systems so that your company can work to maximum efficiency. Check out startuphakk.com/Spencer. Now, open source models that you can go find on Ollama provide way better or equivalent performances for common tasks at a fraction of the cost. You can get better performance, lower cost, no vendor lock-in. Google and OpenAI fight over premium pricing, but you run your own models means that you're not subject to sudden price hikes or API changes that can break your whole product. I know when OpenAI was down a few weeks ago, tons of companies just had total outages. Running your own models means you're not subjected to sudden price hikes or API changes that can break the whole thing. So companies that went all in on closed APIs are now scrambling to build open source alternatives. The speed of LLM fundamentals limits by physical constraints on memory bandwidth. You can't move petabytes of model weights instantly, and that's the laws of physics. They even apply to Silicon Valley bros as well. GPU supply constraints aren't just a temporary shortage. Unless you're Elon Musk and can get 100,000 H100s at whatever cost you want, good luck, right? Energy consumption for large models is creating a real operational cost pressure that isn't going to go away. We're hitting the same laws, the same walls that ended the traditional Moore's law, just a different domain. So models are hitting performance walls because we're running out of novel data to train on, and training on more data is yielding diminishing returns. The internet has been scraped clean. There's no more high quality training data just lying around for free. Lawsuits are mounting up as people are stealing data. Training on synthetic data or repeated data causes what we call model collapse. And this is where you take a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy. That's called model collapse. Unlike hardware where you can always add more GPUs, you can't manufacture more quality human knowledge. This means future model improvements will be much more expensive and incremental than the leaps we've seen. So cost can no longer be treated as a variable that will solve itself through some future problem, right? You need to architect your product assuming the AI cost will stay flat or potentially increase over time. Most people are trying to bet on it going down, but it's actually going up. Product managers need to build cost management into their core features. The companies that are going to survive are those who are going to be smart and find clever ways to deliver value within fixed cost constraints. Microsoft is betting big on AI. There's a real story here, not just at Xbox, but across the company. Microsoft has done another round of layoffs so they can invest into more AI infrastructure, and these layoffs are part of that shift. Companies are laying off traditional workers to fund their expensive AI projects. It turns out that all those NVIDIA chips cost a lot of money, and the quickest way to find some extra money seems to be to stop handing out paychecks. So the AI cost crunch is forcing brutal resource allocation decisions across the entire tech industry. So there's a lot, this pattern will accelerate as more companies realize that AI infrastructure costs aren't going down as planned. We recently saw Cursor raise their prices and get absolutely smacked in the face by their user base for it. The engineering paradigm that built GPT-4 and Claude is approaching fundamental limits. Knowledge-intensive tasks like MMLU showed clear monotonic, I can't say that word, behavior. Meaning, performance temporarily degrades before dramatically improving around 15 billion parameters. So simply making a model bigger doesn't guarantee better performance. So this focus forces a shift from bigger is always better to specialized, efficient architectures. And this is part of how we can tell that the bubble is bursting, right? I know it's a term I get hammered on all the time in the comments for people telling me I don't understand what's going on and that models are improving exponentially. That's a term I hear all the time in my comments that I just really kind of giggle at. LLM pricing is really going up. Like, we're going to see the cost of this. Companies are, VCs are not going to be funding these companies forever, right? They're going to eventually expect an ROI. Teams can no longer build products assuming that a feature is too expensive today will become more affordable tomorrow at the same price point, simply due to relentless march of progress. Start treating AI costs as a fixed constraint in your product planning, not a variable that will improve over time. Invest in batch processing architectures and open source model infrastructure now before you're forced to migrate under pressure. Build cost monitoring and optimization into your AI features from day one. Focus on delivering maximum value per token rather than maximum capability. Efficiency beats raw power in this new era. So in my years of development, I've seen this pattern before. Companies that adapt early to new cost realities are the ones that are going to survive and thrive. Now, what are your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you disagree? If you really disagree with me, and everybody's going to tell me I'm crazy for saying the bubble is bursting, but what we're seeing is people are having to niche down because you can't go wide anymore. The cost is too prohibitive. You've got to go narrow and go deep. Now, what are your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you disagree? I love to have a great discussion. Here at StartupHakk, we love to train software developers as well as to build custom software solutions for companies. So reach out if we can help. Check out startuphakk.com/Spencer and here's some great information about our services.
Hi, I'm Spencer, a fractional CTO. With over a decade of executive leadership and 25 years in software development, I've transformed technology teams and products for businesses just like yours. As your fractional CTO, you get the strategic guidance of a seasoned technology executive without the full-time commitment. Perfect for companies ready to leverage cutting-edge technology without expanding headcount. My team at StartupHakk has already built advanced AI agents for small and medium businesses, automating complex workflows and delivering advanced ROI to human workflows. We specialize in creating custom software that connects your systems into a single coherent technology ecosystem. Our development approach focuses on tangible business outcomes. For one client, we developed AI-powered workflows that cut days off of human processes. For another company, by connecting multiple systems, we reduced processing time to increase their ROI by over 75%. We don't just write code, we architect solutions that scale. Whether you need cloud system architecture, data integration between legacy systems, or custom AI agents that automate your unique business processes, my team delivers results that exceed your expectations. Having led technology for a lot of companies and launched 7 successful brands of my own, I bring battle-tested expertise to your business challenges. Our specialty is turning technological complexity into business advantage. So if you're ready to harness the power of AI and custom software to drive your business forward, let's connect. Together, we'll build technology that doesn't just solve today's problems, it positions you for tomorrow's opportunities. Technology leadership, decades of experience, AI powered. Reach out today and we can help you. Check out StartupHakk